Welcome to Munger Vision. We are watching MSJ starting pitcher Will Champagne finish his warm-up tosses, as today we'll have MSJ taking on Otter Valley. And this is the second time these two schools have met this season. We're at St. Peter's Field, public access television, Channel 15 Sports. And it was a decent ball game in Otter Valley. It was won by the Otters. And MSJ, this is senior day, and they did not have the PA system working. That's why I didn't bring you the ceremony. It was way across the field, but the seniors presented their parents with flowers, and they had pictures taken. It was very nice, so I'd like to congratulate all the seniors on this entire season, not only baseball this year, but academically in school, and graduation coming up. And that will be on PEGTV Channel 20, so people watch MSJ graduation on Channel 20. Leading off for Otter Valley, coming at the plate first will be Jeff Jackson, followed by Steve Kalin, then Joey Mazzeros. If they get to the cleanup spot, that'll be Ben Williams. Like I said, Champagne has pitched much better than his record has been this season, and be blunt about it. MSJ, there's a strike count. MSJ has got to help their pitcher out. I mean, make good plays in the field. Now, not every play's automatic. I understand that, but on a routine play, make good decisions, come up with the ball, and don't let errors and bad decisions get you. There'll be no dirt for a 1-1 count. Now, Otter Valley, on the other hand, they're coming in with a 6-win, 8-loss record. Talking to their head coach in the dugout over there, he had some interesting stats he threw out. Otter Valley's third in the MVL in runs scored. There's a fastball high inside swing and a miss by Jackson. 1-2 the count. But the Otter Valley squad has outscored their opposition by 28 runs, but yet they're 6 wins and 8 losses. So it's very obvious they have to capitalize on base hits, on errors, and take advantage of what is given to them offensively. Run the bases correctly, and that'll be a 2-2 count now. This is the leadoff batter, Jackson, against Will Champagne, starting pitcher for MSJ. John Bison's the catcher today for the Mounties. He's working on a bum ankle. He's trying to work through it, and nice. Almost a slider type action there, a cut fastball, and he'll strike out Jackson. Like I said, through 4 innings when they played the first time up in Brandon at Otter Valley, it was a close ball game. Now, a former MSJ player, Steve Kalin, coming up. He's going to be the catcher today for Otter Valley. So Steve, very familiar with the settings here at St. Peter's Field. So I'll go through the defense for you in its entirety here in just 1 second. That'll be a ball. I already mentioned the battery of Champagne and Bison. At first base is Chris Reedy. Tom Garbatelli getting the start at second. Nolan Rhodes is your shortstop. Ben Sexton at third base. Matt Sanborn's in right field. Eric Ladebush is the center fielder, and Matt Messier is the left fielder. And that's going to be a base hit. Yep, that's going to bounce in. There's the game's first base hit. A nice piece of hitting right there, and a opposite field single. We'll put Kalin at first base. Now, Steve with very good speed down here. We'll see what the Otters want to do as far as being aggressive on the bases. Now, the pitcher for Otter Valley today, Joey Mazzeros, will step up there. And now from the stretch, Champagne. See him come to set, and the runner's going to easily advance on that. That'll be a wild pitch, and staying up will be Kalin. He'll go into second base and put himself in scoring position. So Mazzeros ahead in the count, 1 ball, no strikes. The Champagne led the game off by striking out Jackson. Then the base hit to Kalin, and that's going to be foul out of play. And again, St. Peter's Field, best place in my opinion. Come watch a baseball game, a Legion baseball game, a high school baseball game. Just fantastic. The seating, the bleachers, the infield's immaculate. And all the volunteers at MSJ do a fantastic job keeping this just an awesome facility. Well, I don't know, they're chasing it down, and nope, it's going to be out of play. So it'll just be a foul ball and a strike, and we'll have 2 strikes now on Mazzeros. He'll be followed by Ben Williams. Otter Valley with that 6-win, 8-loss record. They had a lot of early season games where they lost tight ball games, 1- and 2-run ball games. The Proctor game jumps right out. That was a 5-4 Proctor win when the Otter Valley played Proctor. And that's going to be deep to the gap. Sanborn going back on it. And it's going to hit and roll. And that's going to be the game's first run coming in. Will be Kalin. Mazzeros, I'll pick him up on the trail. He's going for 3, and he's going to be in standing up. You can see Coach over there telling him to stand up. So he'll have an RBI triple. And, man, he drove that to the gap right where the wall juts out here. Again, Mazzeros has had a solid season. And that was quite a base hit. So it'll be 1-0 the Otters here. And they're going to have a courtesy runner coming. Like I said, Mazzeros pitching today, and not only that, he was moving it around those bases. Nate Fitzgerald, number 20, coming in. He's going to be the courtesy runner. And at the plate will be Ben Williams with the runner at third and just 1 out. Yeah, the offense hasn't seemed to be the problem for Otter Valley this year. It's been on the other end of it. Not being able to hold the leads and not be their own worst enemy in the field. And so Williams all set now, so they've got everything situated to the umpire's likings. And Champagne trying to settle back into that group. It was kind of a strange beginning to the ball game. You did not get to see it. I was around the dugout area, and everybody, I could hear them talking about Seniors Day. Are we going to do anything for it? Is the PA hooked up? You know, I don't know what's going on. It was kind of confusing, actually. So at the start of the ball game, the MSJ squad came out, took the field, did their warm-ups. And then they stopped the game, talked to the umpire, and then they went over and did the flower ceremony. Usually you do that first because you want to do your warm-ups, then break that focus and mindset. Ladderbush racing, and called off at the last second by Messier, and the throw coming in to cut off, and he'll score the second run on C. Fitzgerald coming on that sacrifice fly. That was a very good catch out there by Messier. I'm just getting my book caught up here. Yeah, so 2 outs and 2 runs in as Fitzgerald, the courtesy runner, comes in with the second run, and now Dwayne Laughlin. So Laughlin playing first base, and he'll be the 5th batter to come to the plate here. In the top of the first, scheduled for 7. And that pitch a little bit outside for a ball. So the Otters, the road team, get an early jump on MSJ. And that's ripped. That's a fair ball. And boy, that was just pulled past Sexton. And he's going to try for 2. And see him, he's going to come in. And yeah, they won't even draw the throw. So Laughlin really laced that down the third baseline. And that will bring up John Shaw, the right fielder. So there's been some balls well hit. That triple by Mazzeros, and that double there by Laughlin. And now Shaw, as Garbatelli's gone in to cover the bag like a pickoff move, and I'll be in dirt, and Bizon will locate the ball, and the runner will stay at second base. Never really got that far away from Bizon, the catcher for MSJ. And that outfield basically straight away right now, not favoring either side. And boy, Ladderbush beat over his head. Going to have at least another double here for the Otters. So a triple and a couple doubles, and maybe a couple triples as he's motoring Shaw going to third base, and he's going to be there. Tell you what, that's good aggressive base running. I like that. Laughlin will score the 3rd run, and Shaw will have a triple and an RBI. Now Alex Alger coming up. I'll tell you what, there you are. Going with the pitch too. A lot of these are opposite fields or going to the gaps, and they're basically taking what Champagne, if he's hitting the outside corners, or well, that one pitch he came inside to Laughlin, he was able to pull it. It was high and inside, and he pulled it down the third base line. That's going to be the Garbatelli. Yep, that's what I mean about MSJ right there. No play is automatic, obviously, and I'm not criticizing Tom, but that's been a bugaboo all year for him right there. That should have been the 3rd out. And instead, they help extend the inning. And it's been ongoing at every position this year. So Alger will reach on the air. Now Elijah Gale up, the shortstop. Big first inning here for the Otters. Runner going, throw coming down, and yeah, good backup right there by Rhodes as he came over. As it handcuffed, the throw handcuffed on the bounce, handcuffed Garbatelli. So the 8th batter of the inning, 4 runs in. And the Otters arrived late, but they don't have any lingering effects. Nice stop by Bizon. Now, Bizon's a catcher. He's a pitcher. He's played short. He can basically play any position on the field. And that was a good stop right there by Bizon, but it really was more like a shortstop stop than it was a what a catcher would do, slide out and make his body big and block the ball down. Oh, that's going to get another run in. No, it's not. They're actually holed up at third base, so it's hit so hard that the runner can't come home on it, but they'll have runners at the corners. As Alger will be at third base and Gale will be at first. So there's been, like I said, a ton of base hits here, and they're going to come out and talk to Champagne, and I just can't believe they're not going to leave him in there and get that third out. Champagne in there, and number 9 batter. So they've gone through the order. Matt Gleason up. He is the second baseman for the Otters. He's got a runner at first. There are 2 outs, 4 runs in, and they have hit the ball extremely well here in this first inning. Otter Valley has. And that's going to be a little flare, and it's going to drop in. Ball. I had to wait and see. Yep. The umpire at home base will call that a foul ball, and they'll set the runner. Gale back to first. Well, this inning started off so promising for MSJ. They struck out the leadoff batter Jackson, and then the single by Kalen. Mazzeros with a triple, and a pop fly, sacrifice fly by Ben Williams, and a double by Laughlin, triple by Shaw, and then the error on Alger. The single by Gale. And Champagne's thrown a lot of pitches. That'll be low. They got to the plate, it dropped off the table, and getting runners at first and third right now. Of course, the Otters in their blue uniforms, very familiar blue. I'm saying the green. Runners going to fake the throw because they have runners at the corners. No, I mean, they don't have to fake the throw. At this point in the season, I would like to see execution and confidence in that game aspect of the game and throw down and see if they get the third out so they concede the base and put another runner in scoring position. 2 strikes. And Champagne now with 1 strikeout in the ball game. Again, did you see that piece of hitting right there? He reached out. It was a breaking ball that was going outside corner, low and away, and he just reached out and went with the pitch, took what he gave him. And Gleason fouled it off to stay alive here with 2 strikes on him. Well, top of the order, sitting on deck, and Jeff Jackson. It's the Otters with 4 first-inning runs. And that'll be out of play. So again, you can see what Jackson's doing, or Gleason's doing so well is what I don't see enough of in high school softball and baseball this year is 2 strikes. He's not becoming a spectator and watching strike 3 go by. He's battling the pitcher here. Well, those aren't pitches he likes to be able to drive, but he's falling them off so he can have another at-bat here. And Champagne will get him, and they'll tag him, and that's the inning, but the Otters will plate 4 and going into the bottom of the first from St. Peter's Field. On Munger Vision, it'll be 4-0 Otter Valley. See the starting pitcher out there, Joey Mazzeros, wearing number 3 in blue. His battery mate of catcher Steve Kalen. Top of the order for MSJ will be Will Champagne, Ben Sexton, and Eric Laddebush will bat in that 3 spot. Real quick on Mazzeros, he can be spot on, he can be real good, or he can be wild. You got to make him throw you strikes. So one thing early through the order would be to be patient and see which Joey Mazzeros showed up at the ball game. Outstanding athlete for Otter Valley. He'll miss low with 2 pitches. Caught the plate both times, but low, and he'll give a look into the umpire. He thought he had the plate on that one, but it'll be a 2-ball, no-strike count to Champagne. And he'll go to 3-0. So Champagne exercising that patience. And I'll give you a second here to tell you that Dwayne Laughlin is at first base defensively. At second base is Matt Gleason. Elijah Gale is the shortstop. Ben Williams is at third base. I'll set the outfield for you after this pitch on a 3-0 count. Wow. That, I got to tell you, that was actually a very expanded strike zone on that pitch. And it's going to be the third, picked up. Williams with the long throw, we'll get him. So after being down 3 balls and no strikes, they'll get the 5-3 ground out. I think the balls and strikes evened up because I thought the second pitch that Mazzeros stared at was a strike. They gave him a ball on it. I did not think ball 1 was a strike, but in the end he grounded out. So that'll be short-armed and to the backstop past the catcher, and this is Ben Sexton at the plate. And right field is John Shaw. Jeff Jackson's in center field. Alex Alger is the left fielder. Now that's the Otter Valley set. And again, if you're just joining us, the Otter Valley squad wearing the blue uniforms, playing defense in the field in the bottom of the first. They have a 4-0 lead. That's going to be picked up, and you'll see Laughlin will be unassisted, step on the bag, and 2 down here for Mazzeros. And now they'll bring up the center fielder, senior Eric Ladabush. As last time I was here was during a Mount Anthony MSJ game. They have shaken up the lineup a little bit, batting-wise, and they've reset the defense. But you know, after giving up 4 runs in the top of the first, you would like to see some offense or some response here from MSJ. That one right there, good pitch, right down on the pipe, and it'll be a 1-1 count now. The cleanup batter, Nolan Rhodes, is on the on-deck circle. And that was quite a breaking ball, but it wrapped around the plate. Remember, it's not where the catcher catches it. It's where it crosses that plate. Whew. Well, as long as he's consistent on that outside corner, I'll be quiet. But again, he'll get that way outside corner, call a strike. Popped up, is it playable? No, it's going to be over on River Street and out of play. MSJ with that 1 win over Pulteney, in Pulteney on the road. And Otter Valley looking to get to 7 wins, 8 losses here today at St. Peter's Field. And that, they got a slow start on it, and Jackson, man, he ran a mile to get it, and a good job tracking the ball by Jackson. That will retire the side in order. It's going to be 4-0 Otter Valley going into the second. So in the top of the second, we'll see Otter Valley's batting order again. They'll get a second look already in the ball game at Will Champagne. This is Jeff Jackson, the center fielder. He led the ball game off with a strikeout against Champagne, and then the bats went to work for Otter Valley. Defense stays the same with Reedy at first, Garbatelli at second, Rhodes at short, and Sexton at third. They have them deep, or they have them in tight at the corners, expecting like a bunt here. I'm not sure what they saw, but it's Garbatelli. He'll make the catch. I could not locate the ball myself. Good thing Tom could, and that'll be the first out as a retired Jackson for the second time today. Now Steve Kalin up, he had a single and he scored the game's first run. That all happened back in the first. It's an overcast day. It's a good sky for the fielders. And Kalin waits the pitch from Champagne. You can see number 12 for MSJ into the motion, the full windup, and short-armed it for a ball as it skipped across the plate. Have some more Proctor Little League action for you. It's called the Major League, the division I cover. It's I know there's 6th graders in it. There could actually be 5th, 6th, 7th. I'm not sure the age group. That'll be a foul ball, but immensely popular the Little League on public access is, and good baseball. Well coached, well played. And of course that's all weather permitting, but I have scheduled, if they play in the rain, or if I can videotape the rain, Killington taking on Proctor, the Rangers, and also Pittsford taking on Proctor. So a border war there with the Pittsford-Proctor game. Yep, and that came up inside and it hit the batters. Kalin will be awarded first base. And that is the first batter for either side to be hit by a pitch. Now Mazzero's up. He had a monster triple to the right center field gap the first time up. He had an RBI, and then his courtesy runner scored. Again, Kalin with very good speed down at first base with the 1 out. That's the second time today that Steve Kalin's been on base, all within 2 innings. Now Mazzeros, like I said, he cranked the ball. See if they made any adjustment. The outfield, to me, no, they're still playing straight away and pretty shallow. That'll be fouled out of play. He reached that time across the plate on the outside corner. Kalin being held on at first base by Reedy. Now Champagne, not a bad move to first. He's no Steve Shortle, but he can keep the runner close. You see Bizon set up on that outside corner, and that'll be fouled off for strike 2, and the runner was off and going on that pitch. So Kalin will head back down to first. and an 0-2 count on Mazeros. Be interesting to see what Champagne chooses here for his out pitch with 2 strikes. He's got 2 strikeouts in the ball game already, both of those coming back in the first inning. That's hit in the air a mile. Messier going back and settling in and makes the grab in deep left field. Nice job by Matt Messier of tracking that ball. That was up there a mile and deep. 2 down now, and Messier with the catch. And again, he never seemed to really lose control of tracking that ball. Had it under control all the way. And that'll bring up the cleanup batter, Williams. Now, he had a sacrifice fly back in the first, Ben Williams did. He drove in a run. And they do shift now the outfield towards the first baseline. And that looks like Ladderbush coming in hard, and it's going to drop. Yeah, they're going to, no, they started to wave him around, and they're going to hold him at third base. And the runner going to second, and they're going to, yep, just aggressive base running. Yep, just right there. Nobody covered the bag. Nobody communicated off the MSJ side. And now Dwayne Laughlin up. He had a double, and he scored a run back in the first. So again, with 2 outs, MSJ guy kind of buckled down here. Yeah, Kalen staying at third did not surprise me on that little flare. But Williams taking second was just, again, misalignment on defense. Swing and a miss on the breaking ball for a strike. So, again, the Mounties really down by 4 already. Need to get out of this pickle right here without giving up any of the runs, any more runs. Oh, that's cranked foul, though. Yep. I couldn't see it, but it landed way across St. Joseph's Avenue. There's a breaking ball that hung up there, and it allowed Laughlin to turn on it. And he's a big guy to begin with, and he straightens that out. If he brings that to his right by about 20 feet, that will sail over the fence in fair territory. And Champagne. Oh, got some help. A lot of help. Way out of the strike zone, up the ladder and beyond, and he'll get the strikeout. 3rd strikeout of the game. That'll end the inning. Mazeros will be looking at Rhodes, Sanborn, and Messier due up as Mazeros enjoyed a very efficient, very effective first inning of pitching as he faced 3 Mounties and set them all down. And that is going to be foul into the stands over there. Tell you what, Nolan Rhodes, senior here, on Senior's Day, he got a piece of that and ripped it foul down the 3rd baseline. What a curveball. Whoa. Matt Sanborn on deck. So we go from a senior here in Rhodes to an 8th grader playing up at high school level on deck. Yeah, I like that. That whole sequence of pitching. If he does that, he'll be okay. I'm talking about Mazeros as he strikes out Rhodes for his first strikeout victim of the day. But just the way he set up those 3 pitches. Now Matt Sanborn will bat left-handed. And he'll be followed by Matt Messier. So Mazeros has set down 4 Mounties in a row. And boy, I had some pop on it. I was right there down the plate and had some pop on it. Good velocity on the pitch by Mazeros. Working pretty quickly here between pitches, and that's a pitcher's pitch. He didn't get the call, but that was still a good pitch right there to throw. Good discipline by the 8th grader from Christy King, Sanborn. Yep, dropped down to 3/4 sidearm with a breaking ball, and now Sanborn down in the count. 1 ball, 2 strikes, looking to retire his 5th batter in a row. Here's Mazeros. That is an excellent 2-strike swing right there. Very defensive swing, stayed alive. Did not get caught looking at strike 3 on the corner. Now you'll see if he can get a pitch that he likes. He's going to drive it, and it'll be caught. Oh, little midfield adjustment there by Shaw as he came in on that line drive and then realized he was too far and leaped up, used every inch of his frame, and made the grab. Now Matt Messier up, looking to become the first MSJ base runner. Hey, tell you what, coming up June 14th, the Crowley Road Race And that starts at 8 o'clock in the morning, and starts obviously in Proctor, Vermont. They run the 10K race to downtown Rutland. You got to get downtown Rutland. All kinds of festivities going on. Bill Rogers and Joan Benoit Samuelson, the gifts runners this year. But they'll have the kids downtown mile starting at 8 o'clock. That's in downtown Rutland. And usually within 36 minutes, the adult runners from Proctor will be coming across that finish line at downtown Rutland. So big day, and get ready to watch the Crowley Road Race June 14th. The Fitness Expo takes place Saturday the 13th. That is popped up, and Kalen trying to track it, says he's got it, he dropped it. That was an excellent job of everything but the catch. Yeah, a very acrobatic way to get up by Steve, but it'll just be another opportunity here for the batter Messier. Like I said, Kalen here at MSJ, when he was here, outstanding athlete, soccer goalie, hockey player, played baseball. And that is out of play over on River Street. I don't remember Steve being varsity here. I remember doing some of his JV games. Now, I could be wrong, too, because I am getting old and over the hill. And what they need, some of these foul balls brought back. And a new ball from Mazeros, who's in a groove. He's got the one strikeout, but he has retired 5 in a row. We're in the second. It's 4-0 Otter Valley. You're watching Munger Vision on PEGTV Channel 15 Sports. See right there, Messier got fooled on the pitch, was able to hold back just long enough to foul it off. You know, I haven't told you we're in the second inning yet that you can go to the internet, type in www.pegtv.com, click video on demand, and you can watch sporting events anywhere in the universe. That's the third base, Williams to first, and it's now 6 in a row set down by Mazeros as the Otters have that 4-0 lead going into the third. John Schaub, he had a monster triple his first time up for in the third inning, and if you're MSJ, just keep plugging away playing defense. They shut out Otter Valley in the second inning, and they need to keep doing so. That's the big thing when you have one win all season long. Don't get buried early, because then you kind of lose your steam, you lose your mojo. And again, it's Reedy at first, Garbatelli at second, Bizon behind the plate, Rhodes at short, and Sexton at third. Ladebush in center, flanked on either side by Sanborn and by Messier. Oh, he's got... See, that's the second time that I've seen that pitch. It resembles a slider. It could be a cut action fastball, but it's a very effective pitch. He seems to have good command of that today. As Will Champagne, number 12. And it's going to be up the middle, stopped by Rhodes. He'll set himself, make the throw, and retire the leadoff batter here in the third. Nice play by Rhodes, showing his good range, take away a ball that was hit up the middle. And Alex Algier up. He reached on an error back in the first inning, got stranded at third base eventually. And Champagne was around the plate in that first inning, too much around the plate, as Otters with several extra base hits, some triples and doubles. And there is a strike on that outside corner. And Gale on deck, the shortstop for Otter Valley. They're in the blue uniforms, and they are on PEGTV Munger Vision today. Garbatelli stayed down this time and will get the out. So he hit the ball to Garbatelli the last time up, and Tom let it go through the wickets. This time he will make the grab and get the second out. Now can they have a 1-2-3 inning? 3 strikeouts in the ballgame so far for Champagne. Gale singled back in the first. We're in the third. From beautiful St. Peter's Field in Rutland, Vermont. That's to center field. Ladebush on the run, makes the grab, and that is a 1-2-3 inning for the Bounties. We'll go to the bottom of the third with the Otters up 4-0. And Chris Reedy, and then the DH Joe Stratton and Tom Garbatelli. So the 7, 8, 9 hitters up for the Mounties here in the bottom of the third. And Mazeros will start this inning off with a fastball down the pipe for a strike. First time getting a look at Mazeros here is Reedy. And that becomes the first base runner as he'll hit Reedy in, well, it looked like the buttocks, which if you're going to get hit, that's the place to get hit. So each pitcher has hit a batter, and now Bizon, like I said, is got a sore ankle, bad ankle, and they're going to have Stratton hit for him. So prior to hitting that batter, Mazzeros had retired 6 in a row. Reedy being held on at first base by Laughlin. Right there you can see Mazzeros just step off the rubber, and Reedy went back and re-tagged. He tried to bunt. He did not bring the bat back, and he got called strike one. That's tough to take a pitch like that and not get that bat out of the way on what would have easily been a ball. MSJ this year has had a rash of base runners picked off. I mean, well, an amount to the point where it gets your attention. I'll be inside. I mean, I like that pitch. It was called a ball. That's a pitcher's pitch if he gets the call. That's more of trying to get the, that's right on the edge of being a strike. That's where you're trying to induce the swing from the batter. Same pitch, different call this time. That'll be a strike. So Stratton in the hole, 1 ball and 2 strikes. And he's sitting down after watching. Now that's what I talked about. I'm not picking on Stratton. I've seen so much of that in softball and baseball this year. You have 2 strikes on you, okay? There was nothing special about that pitch. It was a fastball down the middle of the plate, and he didn't take the bat off his shoulder and just watch strike. You got 2 strikes. Get defensive. Be alive. Get them ready. Foul the ball off if you don't like the pitch. Now Garbatelli up, and that's going to foul in the foul territory. Harmlessly foul over there for a strike. So Garbatelli will go back, and on top of the order, sitting on deck with the 1 out. Let's hit into a double play here. It'll be Champagne on deck. Yeah, and again, I'm looking down. I missed the appeal call, but it'll be called a strike. I thought it was a strike regardless, but he didn't bring the bat back. Bunting with 1 out and a runner on first. I'm not sure. That was just fouled off the end of the bat. But again, Stratton tried to bunt on the first pitch and didn't execute. Garbatelli tried to bunt there a couple times and didn't execute. And that's the kind of things this late in the season, there's really no excuse for not being able to execute a simple bunt. And that will not be called a strike, even though I got outside corner, but it'll be a ball. Reedy again, hit by a pitch, became the first MSJ base runner of the afternoon. Yeah, Mazzero's very preoccupied with Reedy, and no offense to Chris, I never thought of him much of a Ricky Henderson type, big base stealing threat. That's what Mazzero's was in control of right there, and that's what he should have taken care of. He'll strike out Garbatelli for the 2nd out, so back-to-back strikeouts, 3 for the ball game, and that'll bring up Will Champagne, who grounded out to Ben Williams at third base, his first and only time up. Right now, this is the time to steal. Why? Worst case scenario, they throw Reedy out at second. You start off the next inning, top of the order. Second reason is Mazzeros with 2 down now has gotten very relaxed. He hasn't looked toward the first, and that ball will get past the catcher, and it'll allow Reedy to go to second. So now they don't have to worry about that. And so Reedy on the wild pitch will go down to second base. Sexton on deck for MSJ. Steve Kalin, the catcher, behind the plate for Mazzeros. That's pulled into short. Gale with the grab, the throw, and just did get him. That'll end the threat, and we'll stay 4-0 Otter Valley going into the 4th. So in the 4th, a new pitcher for MSJ is the shortstop Nolan Rhodes. Champagne, who grounded out in the last inning, seemed to have developed a limp walking back to the dugout. It actually took him a very long time to get back to the dugout, but he's been moved to shortstop position. So Rhodes, another senior here, on Seniors Day, will throw strike one to Matt Gleason. Matt Gleason represents the number 9 spot in the order. He'll be fouled off the fist for strike 2, which means top of the order, Jeff Jackson sitting in the on-deck circle, then Steve Kalin. MSJ gave up the 4 runs in the top of the first and then shut out the Otters in the second and in the third. And it's the only switch defensively that I see is taking place for MSJ. Rhodes will miss below the knee as the ball gets away from the catcher, Johnny Bizon, and it'll make it a 1-2 count. Again, PEGTV's website, easy enough to remember, www.pegtv.com. Click video on demand and watch sports on the internet at your convenience anywhere in the universe. And Sanborn's going to play it on a hop, and that'll be a base hit. So Gleason will join the hit parade. He had struck out his first at bat. He now is 1 for 2 on the day. And Jeff Jackson up. He has struck out and flied out to second base, so he comes in with an 0-2 day so far. I have no explanation other than I think you're going to see the base runner here, Gleason, the next 1 to 3 pitches be taken off for second. Bizon behind the plate doing the catching, and there's the throw by Rhodes as Reedy holding on Gleason, the base runner. And the same deal. I mean, you're down 4 runs in the 4th of a 7-inning game, and you got to still pitch shutout ball. You play some shutout defense. That's a little chin music. It comes in high and tight on Jackson. When you have trouble offensively, as MSJ does all season, you've got to keep the game close as you can for as long as you can. Now, it was decent the first 4 innings. That's going to get away from Bizon and allow the runner to go down to second base. So Gleason will easily take second on the wild pitch. Yeah, I don't know if this was a planned pitching change or if Champagne did pull something going down to first base on that ground out. Rhodes kind of stiff right now. He's got to loosen up, get a little more of a follow through, bring those pitches down. Champagne, like I said, on the day had the 3 strikeouts. Did not pitch bad. They hit him around in that first inning. Then he settled down nicely in the second and in the third. In the third, he had a 1-2-3 inning. So a 3-1 count now to Jackson. And he will let the first 2 batters he faced reach base. Steve Kalin up. He's been on base twice today. He has singled, and he's been hit by a pitch. He has also scored a run. And so the Otters right now, with the makings of a big inning, 2 on, nobody down, already leading 4-0. It was in the 4th inning up in Brandon that the game, well, it was after 4 innings. This was the 5th inning actually up in Brandon where the game kind of developed a widening gap in the score. That's the third. Sexton's got to just step on the bag and get some good job. He's going to try it. No, that's a dangerous play. Yep. Right there. That's just bad decision making. And I'm not knocking Ben. There was no way. Somebody in that dugout's got to communicate that to him. There was no way they were going to get the runner at third base out. And by throwing to first base, that allowed the runner from second to go to third. Plus, you could have thrown the ball away. When you're an error-prone team, which MSJ has been. Yeah, there goes the runner. They'll let him take second. So Kalin will go to second, uncontested, and Mazzeros at the plate. Mazzeros had a triple, an RBI, and scored a run in the first inning. Then he flied out to Messier in left field. That made that good catch on that deep fly ball. And Mazzeros reaching to that outside corner and following that off the end of the bat. And on deck is Ben Williams. But yeah, it was a good play by Sexton to get the ball and then get the lead runner out by throwing the ball to first. That just allowed everybody to move up on the play. Bizon wants the inside target, and that's going to do a lot of damage. Nope, it's going to be foul. You see Messier going over to pick the ball up as Mazzaro's able to turn on it and rip the ball down the third baseline. That was just a very loud strike right there by Mazzaros. Yeah, from that 2, 3, 4, 5 spot, that's where all the runs have generated from, all the way down to Shaw. That's like in that first inning, Otter Valley had several extra base hits, couple doubles, couple triples. And so he hit the ball very well off the starting pitcher, Will Champagne. And is that playable? Bizon looking to locate it, and no, it'll be over on River Street out of play. So just a foul ball strike. Again, Mazzaros on the pitching end of things today had retired 6 in a row. The only batter to reach base was Reedy. He got hit by a pitch. Other than that, Mazzaros has been pretty untouchable on the mound. And again, it is Seniors Day here at St. Peter's Field. I believe I counted 5 seniors for MSJ out there. And yeah, they started to bring Jackson down the line, and they held him up, and probably a good move, because with second and third and just 1 out, you still have the makings of a big inning here. Bizon will hustle after that ball. Went off his shin guard up the first baseline. Again, the only change defensively for MSJ was Champagne went to shortstop, and they took Rhodes from shortstop and put him on the mound to pitch. Yeah, second and third, right in the heart of the order right now, with Mazzaros, Williams, Laughlin, and Shaw due up, or the possibility of being up. And Rhodes will load the bases with that walk. So Williams today, he had a sacrifice fly that drove in a run back in the first, and then he had a single as he'll make his way to the plate. And again, bases juiced, force out at any base, and just the 1 out. Mounties would love to turn a double play right here. They're down by 4 in the 4th. And if anything, that had to be just a tad bit high. You see Rhodes kind of look in after the pitch. He thought he might have had it there for a strike. And that one definitely floated outside. So he's got nowhere to put him. 2 balls, no strikes. Laughlin waits on deck. And Williams can look fastball now, down 2-0. Oh, he got it, he sat on it, and he ripped it. Foul. He was anticipating right there, guessing that pitch, and just got the head of the bat out too far in front of it and pulled it foul. Now this is a part of the order that really did some serious damage. Mazzaros with the triple, Laughlin coming up with a double, triple by Shaw, and that's going to be out of play also. And so Rhodes, bases loaded pickle right now with just the 1 out. And that is a live ball. Right, kind of casually going back to pick it up. Actually, I got to refrain. I'm not sure if that is, when the umpire throws it back, if that's a live ball. And he'll miss high again, as he can stiff in his motion. Not really getting a good follow through, and that's why the pitches are coming up high on him. He's got full count, and he wants to avoid walking in the run. And he will do that, as he'll walk in the run. It'll be Jackson coming in from third base, moving to third will be Kalen. Mazzaros going to second. And Williams down to first for Laughlin up. He scored a run, and he's had a double. He struck out in the second. He's 1 for 2 today. Off the fist, and Sexton tracking it, finding it, and getting it. Big thing about that, runner can't move up to home base, home plate. As Darren Carter gets on me for that. That's home plate. And 2 outs now. John Shaw had a triple and an RBI back in the first. He grounded out to the shortstop, who was Rhodes, back in the third for his second at bat. So he's coming up with a 1 for 2 day. Alex Halgier on deck for Otter Valley. But if MSJ gets out of this jam right here, with only the 1 run scored against them, that could be some momentum builder for them coming into the bottom of the 4th. See B's on hold it there, but it was high, and it'll be a ball. That's to Sexton. He'll pick it up. The long throw looks high, and Reedy will come down with it and make the tag. Oh, what a play by Reedy. That will save the inning. There's just the one run. It'll be 5-0 Otter Valley at the end of 4.5. Defensive change for Otter Valley out there. Number 8, Tyler Quinville has gone in the game for the Otters. He replaces Gleason at second. As Sexton, Ladebush, and Rhodes going up for MSJ against Joey Mazzeros. Like I said, Mazzeros has struck out 3. He's only allowed the 1 base runner. That was Chris Reedy. Hit him with a pitch. So he's thrown a no-hitter to this point. And just to correct myself, it's 5-0 Otter Valley after 3.5 as we're in the bottom of the 4th. I put myself 1 frame ahead. Sexton today has grounded out to Laughlin at first base. That's been his only plate appearance. As again, Mazzeros just 1 over the maximum here, the 1 over the minimum here. He's faced 10 batters through 3 innings. He'll come inside. That wasn't chin music. That was more like armpit hair music as he came around with the arms with that pitch to Sexton. Sexton, of course, one of the seniors. That was recognized prior to the ball game. And that will become the first walk issued by Mazzeros. Now Ladebush up. He flied out to Jackson in center field back in the first. Not making excuses for Mazzeros, but that was a long inning to sit on the bench, the top half of this 4th. Might take him a batter or two to kind of loosen up again. But the MSJ has, well, they had 1 base runner hit by a pitch, 1 walked. Got to think about doing something offensively here. Just kind of change pace, be aggressive. That's going to be fair. That's going to be foul. Well, he got around on that one. He did, and Ladebush will crank it foul. And actually, I see another new number out there for Otter Valley. He's making some changes in the lineup. Jack Markowski is now the left fielder. So Markowski, wearing number 9, is out there in left field. That pitch will miss high, and Sexton staying down at first base. Laughlin holding him on. And actually, it's a whole new outfield, except for Jackson. He remains in center. I got to check my number in just a minute. Of the right fielders, that pitch misses up and inside. Robert Kelly. So Kelly now has gone in for Shaw. So Mazzeros pitching from behind in the count right now. He's already walked 1 batter here, leadoff batter. And that was golfed foul by Ladebush. Just caught the tail end of what appeared to be a sinker or a changeup and fouled it. 2-2 the count. 5-0 to score. We're in the bottom of the 4th. There's 1 on, nobody out for MSJ. He got fooled on the pitch, and it's playable on the infield. Gale will make the grab. Yep. Oh, don't tell me they doubled him up. Yep. That's getting a little too risky over there at first base on a pop-up on the infield. Yeah, that's just, to me, at this juncture of the season, that's just almost a disaster that's avoidable. I don't understand that. So Nolan Rhodes up. He struck out back in the second. He's 0 for 1 today. That will be foul. And again, trying to keep up with the changes defensively out there for Otter Valley. They've swapped around some outfielders. They have Markowski, Jackson, and Kelly now in the outfield. Quinville has gone to the infield. And that's going to get away from the, it's going to be a wild pitch. Let's see Sexton turn the corner, stay at second base. And that's the second base runner to get as far as second. They've gone no further than that for the Mounties today. And that's just a good stab right there by Steve Kalen. Again, not really the exact etiquette for a catcher to make the stop, but he got the job done by just reaching out and spearing the ball. And so Mazzero's experiencing a little bit of wildness here in this fourth inning. That could be the first official base hit, and it is. They're going to send Sexton home, and the throw coming in, up the line, and they're going to have good base running right there. As Rhodes will have an RBI, and he'll take second base, and the Mounties cut the lead to 5-1. So that wild pitch instrumental in that run being scored right there, because Sexton had to be at second base to score on that pitch, and he got to second base on the wild pitch. Now Sanborn up, he lined out to the right fielder, who at the time was John Shaw. So the first official base hit comes in the fourth inning. So they'll fake the pickoff play back to second. Rhodes scrambled back, and Gale, the shortstop, never made it all the way back to the bag. They'll stay high and outside for a ball. Had good velocity, just having trouble right now spotting the pitch. He's been high here this inning on a lot of his pitches. That'll be 2 balls and no strikes. Good patience by the MSJ hitters this inning. Yeah, Mazzero's had a 1-2-3 first, a 1-2-3 second. And again, he'll miss outside. That'll make it a 3-0 count. I would imagine Sanborn will be taking it all the way here with a 3-0 count. Yeah, risky play, and will they get him? Nope, they'll bobble it out in center field, and Rhodes will end up at third base. And again, I just, especially as a pitcher, it's going to be an error on the pitcher. Yeah, you can take care of business on the mound. Rhodes really wasn't a big threat right there. It wasn't even a situation where you'd expect him to go, and you created your own problems right there by that pickoff play, and Rhodes ends up at third base with the 1 out. So the conferences are over, and we'll see what comes of it. Mazzero's back to the full windup, as you can see. He did seem uncomfortable in the stretch. Gotten taken all the way. I expect Sanborn to be taking here at 3-1. Matt Messier on deck for MSJ, trying to get back in the ballgame here in the fourth. Well, couple things. Now, I have no idea what they talked about in that meeting on the mound, but Mazzero's more concerned about pitching than he was about the base runners. That's going to be a slow roller to third. And he will get him. They're going to come home with the play, and they're going to double him up. Oh, he's going to be safe. He slid to the inside portion, and Rhodes with a heads-up slide will just avoid the tag by Kalen. So they'll get the run in. And see, that error was instrumental in that. As Williams goes to Laughlin to get the out, but 2 runs and make it 5-2 now, as Otter Valley's lead trimmed to just to 3 runs. So yeah, if you go back to Sexton, the wild pitch got him to second, and then the single scored him. And then Rhodes was at first, and or actually it was the second base, excuse me, and then the errant pickoff play allowed him to go to third, and that's how he scored. Here's the throw in the dirt, scooped up, and Laughlin will get his foot on the bag and make the play. Nice job by Laughlin, but the Mounties will break through, and it'll be 5-2 Otter Valley going into the 5th. Quinville up for the first time today. He's going to be batting in Algier's spot. That'll be a foul ball. So we're going to be looking at a lot of changes here this time through the order in the 5th inning for Otter Valley, as they plugged in a lot of different people. Defensively that last time, like Robert Kelly, should be up next. I'll have to wait and see. Foul ball. Actually, I misspoke. Yeah, it should be Gale up next time. Sorry, I got ahead of myself. So, yeah, Elijah Gale due up next. And then Matt Gleason's spot. As I'm not sure how he's going to plug him in. Okay, I'll have to wait and see batter by batter. because Quinville at the plate actually took Gleason's spot in the field defensively. And he went down on strikes on a pitch that might have been out of the strike zone. So that's the first strikeout for Rhodes, and now it should be Gale coming up, and it does look like Gale. Well, MSJ really need a defensive stop here. They just got back in the ball game. And there's a base hit for Gale through the hole at short. MSJ will bobble but pick the ball up, and the runner will stay down at first base. So again, I don't think it'll be too long before Gale will be taking off, attempting to go to second. Boy, if he'd turn his back to me, nope, he stayed the other way. So I don't know who is at the plate because I can't see their jersey number. Okay, looks like that's not Laughlin. I can't see that far away. Isn't that? It's getting old. It's awful on the eyes. Let me see about some of these changes. Oh, it could be Markowski. It looked like a single digit, but I'm not sure what it is. There's the throw by Rhodes. And again, don't get so preoccupied that you're going to hurt yourself at the plate there. Reedy made a nice grab on that pickoff attempt over at first. And Gale, again, just very conservatively, a 3-4 step lead now. And that pitch tied him up inside. He'll swing through it for a strike. Yeah, Rhodes had the bases loaded in his first inning of work back in the fourth. Did allow the one run. He walked in a run, but other than that, they did a good job getting out of that jam with just the one run. Good pitch there, and then the fake down the first by Bizon. So again, 2 strikes on the batter. And Jackson is the on-deck hitter. I can see clearly that is Jackson in the on-deck circle. Just a tad bit outside, even too far outside for this today. And that will make it an even count at 2 balls, 2 strikes. When Gleason was in there, he was 1 for 2. He had a single. And again, yeah, Gale basically took 1 step to get back to the bag. In St. Peter's Field, awesome place. Come watch ball game. That's going to be just past the glove of Champagne at short, and so back-to-back singles, and that's okay. That's Quinville at the plate. All right. So that, let me catch up. They don't use the PA system anymore. I don't know why. So Quinville just batted for Gleason, and I bet you that was, let me find his name, Markowski, who struck out. All right, top of the order, Jackson up. And that foul ball back brought a yelp from the press box behind home base. It's looking Otter Valley making something happen here in the 5th. They picked up 4 runs in the first, 1 run in the 4th, and they've got runners at first and second here with just the 1 out in the 5th. The Rhodes will miss high. And Jackson today, his last time up, he walked and scored. Prior to that, he had struck out and flied out. So Rhodes digging himself a little hole here as he'll get back in the count, 2 balls and 1 strike. Steve Kalin is up next for Otter Valley. And this is what got him in trouble the last inning. He goes to 3 balls, 1 strike. See the target being set just the outside corner. He will walk him, and that will reload the bases. So for the 2nd inning in a row, the Otters have loaded the bases against Nolan Rhodes. Kalin up. He reached on a fielder's choice back in the 4th. Was hit by a pitch in the 2nd and singled and scored a run in the 1st. No, I mean, your team just worked offensively in the bottom of the 4th to get 2 runs back, cut the lead to 3, and you don't want to give that away right now. And they're bringing in the infield to try to cut down the run at home base. Home plate. Oh, Coach Carter gets on me about that. Home base, it's home plate. There's a strike as Just like throwing a dart right there, and then Bizon framed it for a strike. The dangerous Mazzeros on deck right now. Nice hop. There's the out. Yep, hold the ball. Good job. Champagne just took his time. He just looks injured too, though. So that goes 6-2. Quinville goes to third. Jackson goes to second. And fielder's choice will put Kalen at first. 2 down now, and now Mazzeros up. He has tripled, flied out, walked, driven in a run, and scored a run. Not a bad day's work. And that could be the inning as Laddebush got it. Big inning of getting out of danger right there. Stays 5-2 Otter Valley with the lead as we come up to the bottom of the 5th with MSJ coming to the plate. Reedy, Stratton, Garbatelli due up for MSJ in the bottom of the 5th. They're scheduled for 7-5-2. It's been a good ball game today on Seniors Day at St. Peter's Field on Munger Vision on PEGTV Channel 15 Sports. Reedy today has only been up once. He's been hit by a pitch, got stranded at second base. Mazzaro started the game off by retiring the first 6 Mounties that he faced, and it was Reedy who became the first base runner after he got hit by a pitch. That'll be outside. Now that was a big inning defensively for MSJ as Rhodes loaded the bases up and then got out of the jam without allowing the run to come home. The whole key to it was the 1 out, bases loaded, the ground ball to shortstop. That Champagne took his time to make sure he fielded it, then threw an easy ball to catch to Bizon, and that could be the first out. As you can see, Markowski settling in and making the grab. Again, fielder Sky today, easy to find the ball, and it'll be a fly out to left field, so Markowski will retire Reedy. Now Stratton up, he struck out, looked at strike 3 back in the 3rd. He was the DH, yeah, he's still up there. He's batting for Bizon, who's got a bad ankle, is what I was told in the MSJ dugout. As it temperature-wise, perfect day for a ball game. And Mazzero's had some zip on that pitch, but it was up and out of the strike zone. He's got the 3 strikeouts, back-to-back strikeouts coming in the 3rd. And taking with a 2-0 count was Stratton. 2-0. Should have been getting some fastball, and that's what he got. And so back to a 3-1 count now. And again, Garbatelli on deck. Fouled it off. Well, I was glad to see him swing the bat because I hadn't seen him swing it earlier. I wanted to make sure everything worked out there. As they hold up play, the umpire will go get the foul ball himself and have it right there. So a full count, 3 balls, 2 strikes, and ball 4. So Stratton will end up at first base. And Mazzero's with that good move. Stratton's got to be awake over there and not get picked off. As Garbatelli up, he'll step in from the left side. And Stratton with an aggressive 5 or 6 step lead off the bag. See Mazzero's check over his shoulder, take a look at him. Now, if Stratton's going to go, I would anticipate he'd have more success on the 1st, 2nd, or 3rd pitch early in the count. And you see the catcher, Kalen, hold that for a second, but it definitely was high and a ball. Levels it off at 1-1. Been a good ball game today. Hope you've enjoyed all the baseball and softball action. That one right there. Well, again, got to get those bats off your shoulders, MSJ. Could be the best pitch to hit in the sequence now. Now the pitcher has a count in his favor. He can dictate to you. See him nibble? He's nibbling, trying to just take a little bit outside the strike zone. 2-2 the count. He can still make his own decision when he wants to throw here, Mazzeros. Count still in his favor. Yeah, I think it was the same exact pitch, to be very honest with you, in the same location, but I think if you're not going to swing at it, bring him up. Again, 2 strikes, you can't dilly dally. You can't gamble on that not being called a strike. Foul it off. Get that bat off your shoulder. Now Champagne up. He's 0 for 2 today. He's grounded out to third and grounded out to short. On his last ground out, like I said, he was very slow going back to the dugout. Almost appeared like he'd injured himself. That's a long run. That's a long run, and not going to happen. They're going to throw him out at second base. Oh, they caught a wicked break. Stratton with 2 down. There's no need not to run to second base. You won't be getting, you know, if that doesn't drop in, it doesn't matter. It's going to be a third out. You see, and I have issues with that. They've had base running problems all year, and it's a very quiet, don't be very blunt, very quiet over there, the third base coach, and they have a student coaching first base. You've got to let the runner know what's going on. Even though that Stratton should have known 2 outs, you got to run on everything. And as a coach, you voice that to him very loud, very obvious, so he's aware. Just think they had a, now right there, they're going to throw him out at third base. Yeah, they got him by a mile. Yep, and that's happened all year. Base running mistake will take MSJ out of a first and second situation, and we'll go to the 6th with Otter Valley up 5-2. So Nolan Rhodes starts his 3rd inning of work. He'll be looking at Ben Williams, Dwayne Laughlin, and we'll have to wait see who's coming up in that number 3 spot. I have that as Robert Kelly, but we'll wait and see. Yeah, Rhodes has been in the jam his first 2 innings. He gave up a run in the 4th. He was able to squirm his way out of a pickle in the 5th, and he needs a smoother ride here in the 6th. Oh, that's a shot, and Powell. That'll reach, well, that'll roll toward Otter Creek. I don't think it'll reach Otter Creek, but it'll be a long strike. Yeah, Williams today had a sacrifice fly for an RBI back in the 1st. He singled in the 2nd, and he walked his last time up. So he's been very efficient, very effective at the plate for Otter Valley. Just a reminder, again, Crowley Road Race coming up the 14th of June. The 13th of June is the Crowley Road Race Fitness Expo at the Rutland Middle School. Starts at 10 o'clock. I think it's 10 to 3:30. That is a blast. Get there early for that. Then you've got the meet and greet the Olympians, Bill Rogers and Joan Benoit Samuelson, at the Holiday Inn Sunday at noon, as that will be ball 4. And Williams will go down to first base. As again, MSJ really can't afford to give up runs here as they're chasing. And that's going to get past Bizon. See how hobbled he was. He's going to end up throwing down, and again, I'm not sure I would have thrown down. And it's the leadoff batter on with the walk, then wild pitch sends him to second. Laughlin up now. Laughlin got a ton of power, let me tell you. They want to keep the ball to the outside part of the plate with him. He had a double back in the 1st, struck out in the 2nd, and popped out to the 3rd baseman, Sexton. He's got a lot of get up and go on that bat when he connects. Woo, called strike. Take it and run if they're going to give it to you. So Rhodes here for the 1st out here. He's got a runner on 2nd with nobody out. And it's on the infield, and Champagne coming all the way in. I see him hobble. Yeah, he definitely is injured. And I thought so. On that ground out where he ran to first, he came up very lame. Well, you got to admire him playing through the pain as he'll hobble back to short. And I think this is Kelly, Robert Kelly up. I just heard somebody go Robert. So yeah, Robert Kelly up for the 1st time today. Good stop by Bizon behind the plate as he short hopped it into the big catcher's mitt. 4 runs in the 1st really set the tone here for Otter Valley. They've only picked up the 1 run since. And that's going to be a base hit. That's going to be up. Messier will pick it up, and they're going to send the runner home, and he's going to be safe just ahead of the throw. And good base running on the trail into that is Kelly will end up at second base. So he's going to not only get an RBI, but he's going to put himself in scoring position on the throw home. He'll end up at second. So they'll get to Rhodes. That leadoff walk, then the wild pitch, and then the single. Get him in. And I have it as unofficially Markowski at the plate. And again, it's very unofficial. I don't know. They got people up in the booth, and Tom Sexton's dad told me or Ben Sexton's dad, same guy, they're both his kids, told me that he'd set the PA system up personally in the broadcast booth behind home base. I wish they would use it and announce the who's coming to the plate and changes and stuff like that. It's very fan-friendly and very useful. That's going to be a tough play. Champagne hobbles, throws, yeah, and they won't get him. And Kelly very alertly will go to third base. Right there, Champagne just could not charge the ball with whatever, an ankle or a leg injury, whatever is bothering him. Now Gale coming up. Yeah, so it's 6-2 right now in Otter Valley, looking to put some cushion between them and MSJ here in the 6th, scheduled for 7. That's going to drop in. Messier coming in, and he'll play it on the hop, and that's going to score another run. So Kelly comes in. Markowski goes to second. Gale at first with an RBI, and now Quinville up. And then the top of the order with Jackson. So that's starting to slip away here as it goes 7-2, Otter Valley. Rhodes has gone back to a lot of breaking balls here in the 6th, and I think it's got him in trouble. I don't know if he lost confidence in the fastball or just was having trouble getting it over. And that is a hit batter, and that will load the bases up. So it's twice today, Otter Valley batters have been hit by pitches. Now the 7th batter to come to the plate is Jackson. And this will bring a visit from the dugout to home to the pitcher's mound for MSJ. We'll stick with Rhodes. He's going to be looking at Jackson. Struck out, flied out, walked twice back to back. He has scored a run today. And a strike called. Again, MSJ brought the infield in, trying to cut the runners run down at home plate. They successfully did this a couple innings ago. That's going to be playable. Sanborn. No, it's going to go to the gap. 1 run coming in. Here comes a 2nd run coming in. It's going to be 2 RBIs, and they're going to send another one. So he's going to end up with 3 RBIs. And, yeah, nice stop by Bizon. That will clean up the bases. You see Bizon hobbled by the ankle, picks the ball up. Big, big hit right there. It's 3 RBIs coming off that triple by Jackson. Well, he did so well there, it was another breaking ball. It stayed outside, and he just went with the pitch to the opposite field, and that will make it. Well, they have 9. I had it as 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Yeah, it's 10 to 3. 10-2 is the score. I'm sorry, they got the score completely wrong on the scoreboard. It's 10-2, Otter Valley. There, fastball effectively over the plate, swung on and missed. As Steve Kalin up. It has been a huge inning here for Otter Valley. 5 runs so far this inning, 4 in the 1st, and then 1 in the 4th. That is 10-2. And an 0-2 count. Jackson with good speed down at third base. That's a fair ball. Messier's going to have to chase that down. That's going to drive in the 11th run and try to make his helmet come off. And no, he'll save it. Will be Kalin. So Kalin crushes one down the third baseline. As Otter Valley able to break the game open now at 11-2. And this should be Mazzaros, and it is, as this is the 10th batter to come to the plate. Well, you can only get in jams so often. Sometimes they're going to get you. Nolan got in and out of jams in the first 2 innings he's pitched, but this third one got him good. Yeah, so an 11-2 game right now, and Mazzeros looking at that one coming in for a ball. And there is just the 1 out. Big lead by Kalen. He's off. He's gone. And that's going to be cranked and foul. Just missed it. They had Kalen on a straight steal. He had about a 15-foot lead off second base. And then Mazzeros just crushed it, but foul. Well, 2-1 count now. A nice stop by Pisa. I'm sorry, 3-1 count. That will be a walk. Now Ben Williams up. He becomes the 10th batter. I want to apologize. And this will be the second visit to the mound. That'll be it for Nolan Rhodes today in an 11-2 ball game. Garbitelli out there. Tom Garbitelli's been brought to the mound. He's the third pitcher for MSJ today. Tough task. Ben Williams, been a good hitter. He's at the plate. And they go and Kalen will steal and have it, and they'll throw the ball away. And that's going to allow another run to come in. Once again, MSJ's been their own worst enemies all season. Yep. And the Zeros will end up at third base and possibly more. Nope. You can see how Bizon can hardly get to the ball with that bad ankle. So that will make it 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 runs this inning. Makes it 12-2. Otter Valley. Now I used to think I know the mercy rule, but I don't know anymore now. I thought it was 10 runs, and I've done so many games where it was 10 runs and they never stopped the game. So 2 balls and no strikes on Williams as Mazzaro sends up at third base after all that. Garbitelli with a pretty tantalizing breaking ball there. Had Williams way out in front of it. Laughlin on deck as there is the 1 out. Yeah, just the 1 out. And that's going to be to Reedy. He'll step on the bag. The run will score. Yes, on a close play. A good throw by Reedy. A nice tag, but he will be safe. So Mazzeros coming in for the second out. Williams grounds out the third. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8, 12, 13-2 now. Otter Valley. Laughlin with the bases clean. And Garbitelli searching for that final out here of the 6, top of the 6. And that, I think, is going to have enough strength to drop in. Yeah, that's going to be off the fist and in for a single. Messier getting the ball in. But a good, you can see how strong Laughlin is right there. That was right off the fist. And now Kelly up for the second time this inning. He had a single, an RBI, and scored already this inning. As Garbitelli has to wait. I'm going to bring a courtesy runner in for Laughlin. And I can't quite see his number. Well, I'll have to wait till he turns his back to me to be able to identify him for you. That's going to be under the glove of Sexton at third. And that will be runners at first and second now on that error. And it should be Markowski up now. That is, oh, there you go. Number 15, Andy Morrison is the courtesy runner for Otter Valley. Now Garbitelli will go to the stretch. He just pitched from the full windup with a runner at first, but runners at first and second. There's the catch. There's the inning. That was massive. 13-2 Otter Valley with the lead. Missed the first pitch. I apologize about that. Gale, who was the shortstop. Elijah Gale's now the pitcher for Otter Valley. Not a safe situation. He can't win it. Mazzaro's in position to get the win here. Kalen was the catcher. He's gone to second base. Morrison's gone to first. Quinville's at short. And I'm just trying to catch up on all the changes here. Jackson remains in center. Kelly and Markowski, the outfield. And there is strikeout number 1 for Gale. In a 13-2 game in the 6th. And now Lattibush up. He's 0 for 2 today. Yeah, I think there's a new third baseman. I just cannot. Well, it's got to be a new third baseman. Just can't see his number. That off-speed pitch fooled him, and he'll swing through it for a 1-1 count now. And on deck for MSJ is Nolan Rhodes. Same pitch, same results. As he pulled the string on it for another swing and a miss. Tell you what, Lattibush almost committed. It was a good sequencing of pitches, those back-to-back breaking balls, and came in with a high, tight fastball. And Gale will set him down on back-to-back strikeouts of Sexton and Lattibush. And now Rhodes up. He is 1 for 2 today. He has struck out and singled. He's also got an RBI. Yeah, so Gale coming in and looking very good here. And Rhodes will turn away from that pitch and not get hit. Oh, I have that old take one for the team stuff there. And oh, that'll be called strike. It's a 1-1 count now. I tell you, he has been consistent on that outside corner, the umpire has. And there's a base hit. That curveball hung a little too long, and Markowski will get that in. Rhodes will be at first base with the second hit of the ball game. Matt Sanborn up. He's having an 0 for 2 day. As the umpire asking for time, I'm not sure as to what he's doing. Actually, as long as he knows, that's the only important part. So now we're set for Sanborn. There's a strike. Tell you what, Gale's wasted no time making his mark in the ball game. He's got 2 strikeouts and good control of that breaking ball. That one had some down and out action on it. As again, Rhodes at first with 2 down. 13-2, Otter Valley with the lead here on Seniors Day at St. Peter's Field. There goes the runner, and that's going to be down to first. He's got time. He's got time. Good job. They covered the bag, and that's the out. And we'll go to the 7th with Otter Valley up 13-2. We go to the 7th, and Garbatelli on the mound, looking for 3 quick outs here in the top of the 7th. That has popped up, and I'm not sure if it'll be playable. No. I'm just trying to find that jersey number. Number 2. Let me see what that is. Oh, Zach Walsh. So Zach Walsh up for the first time today, as he's hitting in Gale's spot. So Walsh from the left side. Garbatelli, a long look in. Threw his catcher off too. That was such a. That took about 8 seconds to get to home base. And it'll be a ball, a very slow ball. I don't know if that's his version of his changeup. That was foul tip caught by Bizon. And there'll be 2 strikes now on Walsh. And there's still some chatter in the Otter Valley dugout. That missed low. Yeah, it was a big first inning, 4 runs. Then he went shutout in the second, shutout in the third, just 1 run in the fourth, shutout in the fifth, and then the 8 runs in the sixth. And that's where we sat now, 13-2 Otter Valley. That's past Garbatelli down to Champagne. He'll set, and he'll be safe. You just can't plant and throw with that bad ankle. You see right there, just limp after the play. And it should be Quinville up now. And Garbatelli will go to the stretch now. He had a spot in the last inning where he had a runner on base and went to the full windup. Runner wasn't at third either. He was on, I want to say, second, but can't recall it. So Quinville. We'll look at that one come in and be called a strike. And an 0-1 count. So MSJ using 3 pitchers so far today. And that'll be high for a ball. Had to wait on it. On deck is Jackson, Jeff Jackson, the top of the order for Otter Valley. So they are on their way to improving their record to 7 wins, 8 losses. I believe with just 1 more game on their schedule. Like I said, MSJ just the 1 win this year. Came over Pulteney. And that's a big swing and a miss right there for a 2-2 count. Again, it takes so long to get there that it kind of throws off the whole rhythm of the hitter. They just cannot keep the weight back that long. Hard to time it. That's going to be an error on MSJ. Yeah, and see, taking third base will be Walsh on a good piece of running. Champagne substituted for. So they brought Messier into play second base from left field. There's a strike called. And they brought Gilbert, number 10, off the bench to take left field over. So Messier's gone and replaced Champagne at second. Oh, you can see he just could not. Moves in pain. He couldn't move and play himself and throw and move laterally to get to the balls. Jackson at the plates had a good day for Otter Valley, not just at the plate but in the field. He's got 3 RBIs today. A couple walks, a triple. Scored a couple times. That's what you want from that leadoff man. Steve Kalin due up next, as there is nobody out here in the 7th, first and third situation for Otter Valley. 13-2, the Otters. And that's going to be another base hit. That's going to score a run, and they're going to send the runner to third base. He won't draw a throw, and he'll be in with the 14th run of the ball game. And so Garbatelli looking at first and third again. And what it is, there's some bats that are in the field of play, and they're having to move them. See, when I started doing this in '95, the mercy rule is you're up by 10 runs after 5 innings. And I've done several games where the teams have gotten 10-run leads, and they've let them play. This is Sanborn making the grab. Run will score. That'll be 15 now to 2, Otter Valley. Now this is Mazzaro's spot, but that doesn't look like Joe. Reedy makes the grab for the second out. So Garbatelli just that 1 out away here in the 7th. Will miss. No, he did not miss. He hit him, so it'll be a hit batter. 3rd one today for MSJ, and they'll put runners at first and second. And so Garbatelli, with that batter being hit, puts runners at first and second, and that curveball dove a little bit too far off the plate. As I believe this is Morrison up, number 15. He's hitting in Laughlin's spot, and Morrison went and play first base defensively, I do believe. That's fouled straight back. Had a good rip at the pitch, but it'll be fouled back, and it'll be 1-1 count now. 15-2 in the 7th. Otter Valley's got this one just about in the bag. MSJ will, I guess, be coming to the plate in the bottom of the 7th. Since we played the top, Garbitelli comes to set. Jackson with a big lead, and that'll be a strike. I'll tell you, Jackson was probably over halfway to third base, but he elected to go back to second. And that will be the inning. It'll be 15-2 the Otters with the lead going into the bottom of the 7th. Keep Kalen, the new pitcher out there for Otter Valley, looking at Matt Messier, and that'll be strike called. Of course, Kalen trying to close the game out against his former teammates, former school. Messier 0 for 2 today. MSJ got the game as close as 5-2. That happened into the 5th, and then the 6th inning, the 8-run 5th inning for Otter Valley was about it, and he did go, and I don't know why they're checking. That's a strike. And a 1-2 count. Reedy up next, and then Stratton 2 up. That's the 3 for MSJ as the umpire wasn't prepared. Now he's set. Kalen will pitch from the stretch, and that ball will get away from the catcher, and that'll be trying to keep track of all the changes. Morrison's at first defensively. Fitzgerald's at second. Quinville's at short. Walsh has gone to center. Kelly is in right, and I believe Markowski stays in left. That'll be in the dirt. And a good eye. Full count now to Messier. And he will walk him to start things off here in the 7th. Treaty's been hit by a pitch today, and he's flying out to left field. Messier goes. He'll be, well, late with the throw. I didn't think they were even going to throw, but he will end up at second base, putting himself in scoring position. And Kalen all set now with that 1 strike in the count. He will hit Reedy, so for the 2nd time today, Reedy's been hit by a pitch. I have it as Stratton in my book at the plate, and he'll take strike 1 on the breaking ball. Mounties with runners at first and second. They need a bunch, so they're down 15-2 in their last at-bats here, or what could be for the season. This will conclude MSJ Baseball for 2009. Still have some Proctor High School games plus the playoffs. Mill River softball, and that is going to be to the backstop. They'll throw down to third, and they got him. No, he dropped the ball. He'll be back safe. Messier with the contact broke the ball free, and that'll put runners at second and third. I'm not sure, but Messier just started leaving the bag. He started to leave the bag, and they threw back, and he'll walk the bases full now. So Garbitelli up there now with the bases loaded, and that'll be outside for a ball. So Kalen, a little wildness here, a couple walks and a hit batter. Well, this is one of those games that have such a gap and difference here of the score that it's one of those where you try to let everybody play, save arms, let people pitch, and it can be a long, messy last inning. And he has ran it to a 3-ball, no strike count now. I don't think they're in any danger of losing the game, to be quite honest with you, Otter Valley. There's a strike. Makes it 3 balls, 1 strike. Top of the order, on deck, and that should be Gilbert coming up to bat in Champine's spot. And Garbatelli taking all the way. Of course, we might get a full count now at 3-2. He's trying to come back from a 3-0 count. He will hit the batter. That'll force a run, and that's 2 batters hit this inning, and Messier scoring from third. And he just hit another batter. That was Stratton. That'll let another run come in. And this is what I mean, though. How long will they let this go on? Here comes the coach, so maybe we'll get a pitching change. Oh, they're going to stick with Kalen, and it'll be Sexton at the plate. There's a strike. You know, when in doubt, throw the fastball. That's always been my philosophy. They're having trouble controlling the breaking ball. Just go back to basics. And that wide strike zone's getting smaller as we've gone later in the ball game. That'll be a 1-1 count. Sexton is ready, and that's going to be a slow roller. They're going to have to charge it. Fitzgerald's going to go to first, and they'll throw it away. See the run coming in, and Garbatelli will score. And I think that's all they're going to allow. Yes. Bush up now, be outside. Yeah, so it makes it 15-6 now. There's 4 runs coming in here. A lot of walks, hit batters, some errors mixed in there. And that'll be another ball. So Kalen trying to find that strike zone. He'd like to throw a triple play right now. But tell you what, that strike zone has gotten very, very small here in the 7th. Same pitch, same location. This time it's a strike, so I'll make it a 3-1 count. And he'll walk that batter up there, and that'll be Landebush going to first, and the bases will be juiced. And Rhodes up now. And that's playable. Will it be caught? There's the catch. Oh, they got a tag and go on that. Wow. Oh, terrible. They're going to throw it away. Oh, my goodness. They got caught in no man's land, and they threw a ball away. They should have had a double play. And instead, they score a run and don't get only the 1 out. Whoa. And they're going to, I didn't know why they wouldn't award him home. But now Sexton will go home, and it's going to be 15-8. Settles. They end up with Rhodes at third. Well, they had an easy double play, possibly a triple play. As the ball was caught, the runner at first base for some reason got all the way to second, was almost staying on the bag with his teammate. Nobody was in position to run. They threw the ball back, and it just trickled through the legs of the first baseman. So it could have easily been, seriously, a triple play. At least a double, if not a triple play. Became 2 more unearned runs for MSJ, and they've cut it down to 15-9 now, and they're sticking with Kalen. That's going to be playable behind the bag, and nice catch out there by Quinville, and the throw home, and he'll be safe. Matt Messier up now with the bases clean, 15-10. And there is a strike called. So Messier up for the second time in this inning. I believe he'll bend back. Yeah, he walked and scored in this inning. The reason I keep shutting the camera to pause, turning it to pause between bats, is I'm trying to save tape, not go over the 2-hour mark, because this has been an extremely long inning. Messier can't catch up to that one, and it'll be a 2-2 count. So Kalen trying to get the job done now, right here, and get that third out. He will, and that'll be it. And congratulations to Otter Valley for the 15-10 win. And again, it was Seniors Day, and all the seniors, MSJ and Otter Valley, wish you the best of luck. And again, MSJ, good effort, but they'll drop 15-10 here to Otter Valley.